Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. NEMO began distribution of relief packages containing basic food supplies to be distributed to the most vulnerable during the 24-hour curfew. Massey Stores and Blue Waters partnered with NEMO to make the initiative possible. NEMO volunteers and the Cadet Corps lent their support to get the job done.
We started packaging, actually putting the items in the bags for distribution. We have started the distribution in certain communities. So far it's going very well. We have a number of hands helping us here, our volunteers from various groups. The Youth Emergency Action Group joined us today. We still have our cadets on board, community persons on board, who have come to offer their services to ensure that this thing goes smoothly and that it gets to the persons who are in need in a shorter space of time as possible. The communities that we have sent the items to, I'm not sure if distribution has started, but it has reached them, is Babono and now Castries Central. We are preparing other community vehicles to send to other communities. As you can see, the bags are all over the place being packed, and so as soon as these bags are ready, we send them off to the various communities. As soon as they get there, we ask them to get it to the persons who are in need. In some cases, we have joint efforts. So we have Equity, who have the welfare officers on board. And they're working together with the district disaster committees to distribute the items to those vulnerable persons on the ground. So the disaster committees have already compiled a list. We have the numbers. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we have in some cases over 500, 800, depend on the size of the areas that they service. So the District Disaster Committee, for instance, Castries Southeast, we know it's from Forestier all the way down to Coolitown. It's a huge geographic span of that this community falls in. So we know the numbers would probably be around 700-800. And so based on, we know that all the communities do not have the same numbers, and so we work with whatever list that the district disaster committees has provided to us. Okay, so we have rice flour sugar, also we have peas, beans, we have salt, we have oil, toilet tissue, we also have pasta, water. In the cases where there are children or babies in the family, we have baby diapers, baby formula. So it's a good package, and we went on the based on the list that the Ministry of Equity provided per family for the basket of goods per family. This is what we use as our guide. Okay, again, appealing to the public to just be patient with us. We are getting the stock together to get to you. Please, as you wait, please practice social distancing. Adhere to all of the rules that have been laid down for your safety. We want you to work with the Ministry of Health and NEMO to ensure that St. Lucia flatten the curve. We do not get to that place where we are not able to manage, and this is what we're fighting against. We want to be able to manage the cases that come. We know they will come, but we want to be able to be in a position to manage these cases. If we are not able to manage the cases, people will die, and this is not what we want. So please use this time wisely and stay home and stay safe.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar George is offering practical advice to members of the public on how to proceed if you feel sick.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Sharon Belmar George, Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. In the management of COVID-19, there are actions that must be taken if you begin to feel unwell. First, you must monitor your symptoms. If you develop respiratory symptoms such as fever, cough, runny nose, sneezing, sore throat, call one of the clinical support telephone numbers for advice. If the medical care provider tells you that the symptoms are mild, please follow the recommended steps of care. If your symptoms are moderate to severe, you will be advised to go to the respiratory clinic closest to you. Wear a face mask when leaving the house, especially if you are coughing or sneezing. This will prevent others from getting the infection. We recommend regular hand washing and the use of hand sanitizer when away from home. Also, avoid direct contact with others and also to reduce touching other surfaces. When going to the medical facility, please go directly to the medical provider. Do not sit among the other patients. Testing and treatment and care to persons with COVID-19 is free of charge. Work with the Ministry of Health and Wellness as we reduce the impact of COVID-19 on you and your families.
For further information, please contact the Bureau of Health Education at 468-5347, 468-5349, or 468-5350.
Soufrière Forces Jacques MP Herod Stanislas is appealing to members of the public to heed the COVID-19 protocols following disregard for social distancing in the rush to get supplies from shops and the continued violations of national curfew. Soufrière Forces Jacques MP Herod Stanislas says the government hears loud and clear the criticism from various sections of society with regard to how the 24-hour lockdown was rolled out and then the decision to allow small shops and mini-marts to open so that people could grab some essentials. He says the government is doing its best to manage a very difficult situation.
Well, we try to work with everyone to accommodate everyone. And there were some persons who made some valid comments regarding not having sufficient time to get especially baby formula or supplies for very elderly folks. And we try to work with everybody. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do as a government for your people. And I believe that some persons were very satisfied with today, others have the criticism. But at the end of the day, you, as a government, you do what you have to do for the people, for the good of the people and the country.
The MP says his constituency has faced some challenges in terms of getting residents to abide by the curfew and follow all COVID-19 protocols.
Well, I have been pleading to residents to please do this for yourselves, do this for your family, your loved ones, and adhere to the protocol, the measures of the authorities to stay inside, stay self-quarantined for the 7-day period. Because at the end of the day, if you go out there, if you put yourself in harm's way, you are endangering the lives of every single person in your family. And it is for your own good. It's best that they go through the pain, the discomfort that they are going through now for the 7 days, rather than having many loved ones to go down to the grave.
As for the scenes of crowds at small shops and mini-marts seen around the island, the MP says Soufrière Forces Jacques was no different. He painted a picture of the situation that unfolded on Thursday morning.
I think it is a countrywide problem we have, Lovely. We have the same problems that other parts of the country are experiencing with persons not adhering to the measures, the protocol. We have the same problems in Soufrière. And even today, with all the chaos and the rush to get supplies, we had the NEMO persons on the ground, we had the police, and persons were still not heeding to the call for the 6 feet distance and so on. It's a problem in Soufrière and as well as nationally. And I believe that today is also a day where we as a government ought to review the activities of today and take a decision on the way forward.
Stanislas continues to urge all members of the public to follow the COVID-19 protocols and abide by the curfew. He says their very lives depend on it, and the sooner they understand, the better for the entire country. Leader of the opposition, Philip J. Pierre, is continuing to urge the public to take extra precaution in the fight against COVID-19, particularly now that provisions have been made for mini-marts and shops to operate on select days. The opposition leader is also asking for the government to ensure that everything is done to make certain there is basic activity in the economy and that people are living comfortably even though they are on lockdown. Genevieve Gonzague reports.
Last night, an announcement was made by the government that mini-marts and small community shops would be open from 6 a.m. to 12 noon on Thursday, 2nd April and Monday, 6th April 2020. Leader of the opposition is urging the public to practice the highest level of safety to protect themselves from COVID, saying that allowances have been made for mini-marts and small community shops to be opened on select days.
I want to tell the people of St. Lucia, please, to ensure that they follow the established protocols. The only way, the science has proven that the only way we can lower the curve, as they say, is if we exercise the discipline of physical distancing. And I want to urge St. Lucia, no matter whatever they do, please, we need to have you in the future. We need to have us in Lucia in the future. Please exercise physical distancing.
Furthermore, the opposition leader is calling on the government to ensure that everything is done to ensure the livelihood of the people, as they are the centerpiece of the economy.
I've made the point that there can be no economy without people. People are the centerpiece of the economy of St. Lucia. What I'm urging the government to do is to find ways and means that the people can have a very basic quality of life. And that means they have basic money to buy food, if nothing else. That is all we're saying. And we're sure that if you do that, when and if the economy comes back into its normal processes, then we should be okay. But right now, the stimulus package of our party is to create a basic quality of life so people can survive and there can be some form of activity in the economy, so they can be. It's a basic survival package. That is all we have. That is all we say, and we are saying that it is achievable because all other countries have had some sort of stimulus package.
The opposition says the goal right now is to ensure that everyone can meet at least the basic standard of living. Pierre and the St. Lucia Labour Party have proposed an economic stimulus package via its social media page for consideration. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.